guys, thanks for tuning in on this Thursday night. We are so glad that you have made it. We are just going to do a few worship songs for you. If you are in your room, if you're sitting in your living room, on your sofa, wherever you are right now, just tune in to God and what He is saying as we worship together. There's a simplicity, humility to the way you love me, in honesty, a purity. God, you make it easy. No special words or formulas that could win you over, for your love is undeserved. Even when I can't see clearly, somehow you still make it easy. Your love's uncomplicated. You love me just the way I am. So I stand before you. I'm totally surrendered, with open hands and open heart. Jesus, have your way in my brokenness, my loneliness, and the secrets you see, my deepest thoughts, my hidden wars. God, you see right through me, even when I'm overthinking. Somehow you still love me simply. Your love's uncomplicated. You love me just the way I am. So I stand before you. I'm totally surrendered, with open hands and open heart. Jesus, have your way in me. I could sing over and over, I love you. It never grows old. How could I tell you enough that I love you? I love you, Lord. I could sing over and over, I love you. It never grows old. Oh, how could I tell you enough that I love you? I love you, Lord. I could sing over and over, I love you. It never grows old. Oh, how could I tell you enough that I love you? I love you, Lord. Your love's uncomplicated. You love me just the way I am. So I stand before you. I'm totally surrendered, with open hands and open heart. Jesus, Jesus, have your way in me. Narrow as the road may seem, I'll follow where your spirit leads. Broken as my life may be, I will give you every piece. I hear you call. I am available. I say, yes, Lord. I am available. Here I am with open hands, counting on your grace again. Less of me and more of you. I just wanna see you move. I hear you call. I am available. I say, yes, Lord. I am available.
Use me how you want to, God. Have your throne within my heart. I hear you call. I am available. I say yes, Lord. I am available.
Hey, Extraordinary Youth, it is so good to be with you guys tonight. My name is Alexa. I am one of the youth pastors here, if you didn't already know, and it is my absolute privilege to be able to share the devotion with you this evening. And the title of my message is Extraordinary God in the Everyday. If you want to get a notepad and pen out, that would be really great, just to stay engaged and connected with what I'm going to say. And I really hope that this impacts you. I hope it changes your perspective on how you live your life, because over the past week of me reading about this in the Bible, it really changed my perspective. Now I'm going to be talking from the book of 2 Kings in the Bible. I'm going to be talking a bit about the life of Elisha. And Elisha was a prophet in the Bible who was after Elijah, and Elijah was one of the great prophets. Elisha followed him around for the whole of his life, worked underneath him, and when Elijah died, I know this is going to get confusing, but just stick with me, the names are pretty similar. When Elijah died, Elisha was given a double portion of the blessing on Elijah's life, which is pretty insane. If a guy's going around performing miracles for his whole life, and then the next guy in line gets a double portion of that, it's incredible. And Elisha spends the rest of his days going around performing miracles in God's name. And some of the incredible ones that I want to talk about tonight are raising a boy from the dead. There is a widow being given enough oil to fill every jar in her house, as well as the ones in her neighbours' houses that they lent her. And she's able to provide for her family for the rest of their lives. But I mostly wanted to talk about one little sentence in the Bible. If you guys want to turn with me to 2 Kings chapter 13, verses 20 to 21. Now, this story is talking about a group of hooligans that come into the town that Elisha is being buried in when he dies. And it's pretty incredible what happens here, and I will read it to you now. It says, "So Elisha died, and they buried him. Now bands of Moabites used to invade the land in the spring of the year. And as a man was being buried, behold, a marauding band was seen, and the man was thrown into the grave of Elisha. And as soon as the man touched the bones of Elisha, he revived and stood on his feet." And even in death, I think this is the most incredible thing about this account of Elisha's life. Even in death, God used his power in Elisha's life to raise his bones, to protect the people. And I think it may have just been the smallest thing. It may have just been like a little shiver of the bones in the tomb. But I think the power of God is so incredible, and this is what I want to focus on tonight and let you guys know that the same power that we read about in the book of Kings about Elisha's life, it lives in you too. And we have the ability to be able to use God's power to preach about him, to do miracles in his name, which is a pretty awesome privilege. And I think that it's something that we sometimes forget in our day-to-day. We sometimes forget that the same power that raised Christ from the dead is living within us. And the reason that Elisha was able to perform all of these miracles in God's name was because he was obedient to what God wanted him to do. And so what I want to encourage you guys with tonight is that if you are obedient to God, if you follow him in what he wants you to do, then you are going to see some amazing things happen. You can see incredible things happen with your friends at school. You can see things happen in your family that you never thought could happen. You can see miracles happen in front of your eyes. And all it takes is for you to step out in obedience to God and trust that he has everything under control. And I want to ask you a question tonight. I want to ask you, what do we do with this information? What do we do with the story of Elisha and knowing that this power lives within us? How does that change how we live our lives now? I think when we're faced with tough situations, we can sometimes react out of our feelings. We can be afraid. We can feel hopeless. But God doesn't call us to feel this way. God is there for us, and He has given us His power to be able to overcome these situations, to be able to see miracles happen in our lives. And this power lives in us. And it's not just always the major miracles. It can be in the smallest things as well. And I just wanted to share a little story from my life that really showed me in a small way how much God cares about me and His power can work in even the smallest situations. So back in 2017, I was working in a coffee shop in Manchester, and this coffee shop said to us when we were working that you either had to work Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. So I was like, okay, I've got plans for New Year's Eve, but Christmas Eve, I could probably swing it. So I ended up having to work on Christmas Eve, and this Christmas Eve was the last Christmas Eve that I got to spend with my family before they moved over to Australia. And so it was a pretty big deal that I was missing it. It was pretty sad for me, to be honest. And I go to work, I'm expecting to have to make coffees for people for the whole day, people wanting to get their last Christmas shopping in, and I get into the store and I'm there for about an hour and one person shows up, orders a hot chocolate and bolts out. And so all of the staff are just standing there like, what are we even doing here? And so the manager says, okay, we're going to play rock, paper, scissors. We're going to decide if one of us can leave and the rest will stick around for the rest of the shift. And I was like, God, you know my heart, you know that I want to stay with my family for Christmas Eve and I want to spend time with them on their last Christmas Eve in the country. I pray that you would perform a miracle right here, right now. And for someone that isn't very lucky at rock, paper, scissors, that you would just help me right now. So in that little moment, I said a little prayer. We started the rock, paper, scissors tournament. I'm going ham at the people. I'm battling it out. And I finally get to the final round. And we play rock, paper, scissors, shoot. They get the paper and I get the scissors. And I have won this tournament. And I get to go home and be with my family for Christmas Eve. And I know this may sound like a really small story. Maybe it's something a little insignificant to most people, but to me, it was so important. And another thing that I want to encourage you guys with and remind you of is that God cares about the smallest things in your life. Even if you don't see them as significant, God sees your heart and He knows that they are important to you. Whether that's a biology test that you really want a good grade on, whether that's making new friends at a school that you just moved to, whether that's the relationship that you have with your brother and sister. Whatever it may be, God cares about it, and His power is there for you in times where you may feel weak. It's there for you when you are feeling like you need a miracle in a situation. And so I just want to encourage you guys with this tonight. I want to let you know that we don't have to live as fearful, hopeless people, but we can know that God's power is there for us, and He is there to provide for us. He is there to help us get through situations where we don't see any hope. And just a quick reminder that it's not just the major miracles that we see in the Bible, like Elisha and his story. And it can be that. And I want us to believe more for that, because we need to see more of that in our city, I think. But it's also in the everyday, and God cares about that too. And I just want to thank you guys for being here tonight. It's been great sharing my devotion with you. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the XY Live.